that threw me a little bit because of the color, because then I kind of got a 70s feel to it.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of static, so then I said, well, is it 40s? Because that was more of a 40s, but I wasn't sure. So that was one thing that was on my mind. Beginning, middle, end was great, with the twist at the end. And the special effects, I mean, hooray for you. That was pretty ornate, so that was great.
Yeah, we did them pretty quickly and in my own basement. And so we had tarps down and trying to not totally destroy the place.
And the other thing, I guess I'm full of questions on this one. The other thing is, how accurate were all the medical terms?
They were very accurate. What we did was, there was a 1940s heart operation that had dialogue that was explaining the process, not in dialogue like we had, but in a documentary style where it was explaining what was being done. So we tried to use similar terms but said as dialogue, and we tried to make sure when we were talking about things that they were matching up with the images that we were showing.
Good, because I think that's really important, even when you do a short, more so if you do a TV show or a movie. You know, some people take that as gospel and they go home.
Right.
Medical terms, not so much, but
don't do your own heart operation.
We've exposed the flux capacitor.
People take what they see on screen as fact, in that case, sort of thing. So that's good to hear that we did the research. Good.
I thought the music was really good. It was sort of there. It really did its job. It sort of set the scene. I mean, what I know, doing what I do, is that the music really helps you to feel, tells you how to feel about what you're seeing on the screen. And it did a very good job. It was, what's really going on here? It wasn't foreshadowing the end. It didn't give away the end. That's another big conversation I always have with directors. Is we've got to make sure we don't give away what's happening. And it wasn't too in your face. And musically it was great. Technically, I found the film thing a bit distracting myself, but it was sort of all the time, which I understand. And then I thought about it some more, and everything was really cut up kind of close. I assume on purpose, so you could reveal later what was happening. So I guess it was square.
Yeah, we, again, intentionally to go with that old feel, it was 720 by 480, I think.
We have questions in the audience before their arms fall off.
What was that? I don't think that was actually written, but...
Yeah, it was. It was an Army video of a heart operation from towards the end of World War II. And
so like you didn't create that, probably it was an actual article?
Yeah, that was there's a site called the Prelinger Archives that has a lot of footage that's now in the public domain. And so our biggest challenge when we were editing was just to make sure at our footage and the footage from this old operation would look like that they worked together. And that was one of the reasons why we had to do some things that probably made it a little harder to watch in some places, but at least made it all kind of cohesive.
Yes, it was an actual heart surgery.
Surgery next time, yeah.
I like the overall look of the film. It was unusual, and the fact that there was that sort of staticky, old-fashioned feel, but then there was the color, and then so right away you knew there was something weird going on. And then the fact that the one surgeon's mask had what looked like printer's ink all over it, but that was another interesting thing. Was that an X-Acto knife that he was handling?
It was.
Okay. One thing that might have been interesting, just to sort of give us a little bit of a break from the close-ups of the surgeons, is to see the instrument tray, especially since you're obviously going to be asking for actual surgical instruments, but not being handed actual surgical instruments. So that could have been kind of a fun thing. Because for me, I felt like it took took a long time to get to the punchline,
Right.
as it were. So having a little more of a sense of their context without giving away the fact that he's actually operating on himself, I just think would have made it, would have just taken it to the next level.
Okay, thanks.
John, and I want to say your agony was gorgeous as well. So Kyle, you got competition in that category. John, go for it.